Hello friends, now I'll be reading the Hindu editorial of 16th March 2023 at 100 words per minute in 5 seconds. Begin the year 2023 marks a high point in India's diplomacy with its presidentship of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the G20. The focus is also on China, which held two sessions recently: the annual sessions of the National People's Congress of the People's Republic of China and the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Conservative Conference. Here are some insights into China's development. China is advancing modernization on all fronts. Here, the path to modernization is based on China's practices with a focus on high quality development. It means the modernization of a huge population where there is common prosperity for all, material and cultural, ethical advancement, harmony between humanity and nature, and peaceful development. This will spell new opportunities to all countries in the world, especially neighboring countries. As two neighboring and ancient civilizations with a combined population of 2.8 billion, China and India are representatives of developing countries and emerging economies. India and China are both in the process of national rejuvenation and a crucial period of modernization where challenges need to be overcome and problems need to be solved. China and India have far more common interests than differences. The development of China in recent years can be summarized in 4 points. The first is steady growth. In 2022, China's economy grew by 3% with a total of 12.06 million urban jobs created. China's GDP increased to 121 trillion yuan, registering an annual growth rate of 5.2% over the past 5 years and an annual growth of 6.2% over the past decade, with GDP increasing by nearly 70 trillion yuan. China's economic strength is steadily reaching new heights. The second is people's well-being. As a result of continued efforts of the past 8 years, China has historically resolved absolute poverty with the alleviation of close to 100 million rural residents from poverty. Over 70% of the government's expenditure went towards ensuring people's well-being. Basic old age insurance covers 1.05 billion people, an increase of 140 million. Living standards continue to witness new improvements. The third is opening up. In 2022, China's total volume of trade in goods exceeded 40 trillion yuan, registering an annual growth rate of 8.6%. China's actual use of foreign capital was up by 8%, and the country remained one of the top destinations of foreign investors. The overall tariff level continues to fall from 9.8% to 7.4%. China's doors to the outside world are opening even further. The fourth is win-win cooperation. In the period 2013-2021, China's contribution to global economic growth averaged 38.6%, higher than that of G7 countries combined. ever since the Chinese President Xi Jinping proposed the Global Development Initiative in a speech at the United Nations General Assembly in 2021, more than 100 countries have expressed their support, and over 60 countries have joined the group of friends of the GDI. China and India are important trading partners with bilateral trade volume reaching 135.984 billion in 2022. Though there is a trade deficit, India's import of equipment and materials from China does reduce the overall cost of made in India products, benefits Indian downstream industries and consumers, enhances the competitiveness of Indian export, and in turn facilitates India's integration into global industrial and supply chains. The Chinese market is open to India, and the Chinese side is happy to see more high quality Indian goods, cultural and other products entering the Chinese market. Investments by Chinese enterprises have created a large number of jobs for the Indian people and contributed to India's economic development. We hope that the Indian side could provide a fair, just, and non discriminatory business environment for Chinese companies with their investment and operation in India. In his recent meeting with India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang said that the development and revitalization of China and India embody a boost to the force of developing countries. It is one that will change the destiny of a third of the world's population and having bearing on the future of Asia and beyond. This echoes what Mr. Jaishankar had expressed in 2022, that the Asian century will happen when China and India come together. China is willing to strengthen communication and coordination with India, be a partner on the path of modernization, safeguard the respective legitimate rights and the common interests of developing countries, and contribution to peace and stability in the region and beyond. A faltering bank, this time on the US West Coast, sparked a deja vu moment across global markets last week as fears of Lehman redux triggered sharp declines in banking stocks worldwide and saw investors make a beeline for safe haven assets such as gold. However, over the course of 4 days from Friday, regulators in the world's largest economy acted with alacrity to bolster public confidence in the banking system. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation first took over the Silicon Valley Bank in California and on Sunday took control of New York based Signature Bank, and in concert with the Federal Reserve and the Treasury Department announced that depositors in both the banks would be repaid in full. Shareholders of the two banks would, however, not be protected, regulators said. On Monday, US President Joe Biden sought to reassure the nation and global markets that the US was committed to maintaining a resilient banking system and would make to simultaneously tighten regulations for banks to make it less likely for such failures to occur again. while the coordinated steps have, at least for now, restored a degree of calm in most markets, there are lessons that have been learned and others that could perhaps be gleaned over time. Silicon Valley Bank case is fairly unique, with the depositor base comprising startups and venture capitalists, most from the tech hub of Silicon Valley. The customers were geographically and sectorally concentrated. Stop. Join the Telegram group in the comment section for the PDF.